Check.
You talked earlier in the year about wanting to be the best receiver in the country. Do you feel like you've made that mark for yourself now? I mean, do you believe you're the best receiver?
I believe that myself, but obviously you just got to keep proving it every week because there's always going to be people that doubt it or whatever. So I just got to keep showing up every day, keep showing who I am.
How much satisfaction, though, do you get out? I don't know if you look at it, when you see your name at the top of receiving and touchdowns and 4 yards away from being, tied for yardage. Is there any satisfaction for you?
Yeah, obviously, it's always great to see your name up on those types of leaderboards and lists and things like that. But I just want to keep going. Obviously, there's a goal I set for myself, and I just want to keep going till it's all said and done. But obviously, it's great to see your name up there. That's what you work for.
How about this being the last regular season game? Coach said, doesn't matter week in and week out, you guys emptied the tank, whether it's effort or strategy or whatnot. But it is the final game. Does that ring through your mind at all?
Yeah, my final regular season game in college, of course, you think about that a little bit, but I'm also thinking about just finishing off with my brothers. Got a lot of goals ahead of us, a lot of stuff we want to accomplish. So just finishing off the right way.
What did the move here mean to you now that you've had time? There's probably some uncertainty when you came here. Is it everything and more has this place done for you?
Yeah, taking me in with open arms, believing in me when not a lot of people did. I can't thank Coach Moore and his staff enough for that. And I'm forever grateful for that.
Coach was talking about how you carried yourself throughout the course of a season, and he actually related it back to the way Jerry Rice used to do it. Does he bring examples from his past and players like that to you to sort of help you this season? Have you heard about Jerry Rice?
Yeah, he's told me about a bunch of the great Hall of Famers he's coached with. And obviously, Jerry being one of the greatest at my position. So I try to take all the gems and the nuggets that he tells us, whether it's little stuff like running through the end zone when you catch a pass or just looking every ball in and Indy and stuff like that. So just the little things to, take my game to the next level and become great, just like, guys like Jerry Rice.
So what would you say the greatest improvement you've made this year? And what gap do you still want to narrow before the season is done and maybe heading into the next level of your career?
I feel like the biggest improvement I made is my consistency with not only just my hands, but my routes, getting open, being a reliable target for Joe, knowing that if the play breaks down, he can find me and I'll make a play for him. So I think just having that, I want to be, our offensive safety blanket where if things aren't going right, you could, find me and I'll make something happen. So I think that's been my biggest improvement. I focused on improving on that this offseason.
What are your physical strengths, do you think, that allows you to be so consistent and be as good as you are?
I would say the first thing is obviously my speed, my ability to separate in and out of breaks, in and out of routes, and then my physicality. Obviously, I'm not 6'5", I'm not 200 pounds, but I think I play bigger than what I am. I don't let people just move me around in the boundary. I can play in the boundary. I could play in the slot. I could do, a lot of different things. And I think physically, it might not look like that on paper, but I think I show that on the tape.
What is it with you in contested catches? Like, what's your favorite? Is it a high point, a one-handed? It seems like you got a bunch in your bag there.
Yeah, so it's crazy. I was telling one of my boys this. When I started playing receiver, I was more so just like a jump ball guy. I didn't really know how to run routes, so that's always like my fall back on. I've always been like a high point jump ball type guy. So if there's a ball in there, if it's a 50-50 ball, I think I'm gonna come down with it every time.
Does that feel like dunking on someone's head?
Yeah, that's all it is, man. I'm from New York, so I'm a hooper, man. We take it to the top floor and we dunk on people. So that's the plan every time.
What about the one-handers though? You got a couple of those this year too.
Yeah, those sometimes you can't get two hands on it. Got to make a play. You got to come down with it. So just being able to get those gloves on it, I think if I get my hands on it any which way, I think I'm gonna come down with it.
When did your NFL dream become real for you? When you started thinking, you know what, people talk about me not being big enough or tall enough, but I think I have it in me.
It was, if I'm gonna be honest, it was very up and down. My first season playing at Wisconsin, I was a freshman All-American, and that kind of set it off. And I was like, oh, I might have a chance to, actually do this. And then kind of had to drop off a little bit, and then the noise kind of quieted down a little bit. So I think just staying true to myself and believing in myself that no, I can do this, and I just got to put in the work, keep stacking days, and turning things around.
What do the people in Wisconsin say? You have some friends you stay in contact with?
Yeah, so I a bunch of the receivers over there, those are my guys. They came in the year below me. So I always talk with them. They told me congrats on the Biletnikoff semifinalists. So those are my guys. I got love for all those boys over there.
Tell us, why do you think you should win that award? Because that's obviously a prestigious award, and like your numbers are like, hey, they prove that you've got a really good shot.
Just like you said, I feel like if you look at the numbers, I feel like there's not a lot of receivers that can match up with those numbers statistically across the country, and receptions, yards, and touchdowns, and whatever else you want to look at. So I think I stack out with the best, and I like my stats versus anybody.
What are you doing in silence to get better? A lot of times you'll see practices and you say, what are you doing when doors are closed and no one's watching you?
I'm a big believer in like I don't want to say meditate because it's not really meditating, but I do take a lot of time to myself to just think and think about plays and visualize myself making plays. And then after I visualize myself making plays, I try to watch guys in the league that kind of have my similar play style. I watch guys like Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, just guys that I think kind of have my same play style so that I can see myself, doing that on game days.
Do you ever try like connecting with those guys to ask them some of the finer points, or do you have any connections in that way?
Yeah, it's funny. I the one time I DM'd Stephon Diggs, it wasn't actually for football. My brother looks exactly like him. Like him and my brother are twins. So I DM'd him because obviously New England's not too far to see if they wanted to do a collab with my brother. But I'd love to get in contact with those guys. Obviously, looking up to those are some of the best in the league. So any which way to get better, get nuggets from those guys, I'd be game for it.
You said you had a little bit of a drop off. Did you ever doubt yourself, or where does your confidence come from that allowed you to just kind of work through it and get back to this level?
Yeah, I feel like if you play this game, you're gonna doubt yourself at some point because everything's not gonna go your way. So it's just being able to have that mental toughness to turn it back around and keep going. I doubted myself. I won't sit here and lie, but it takes a lot to go out there and just keep going, keep fighting because if you don't believe in yourself, it's hard for somebody else to. So I think that's the first thing is getting your confidence back in yourself and pushing that on other people.
Does where you grow up help in that respect? I mean,
1,000%.
Bronx. I mean,
Yeah. So coming from the Bronx, I remember a couple of my boys when I was down on myself after that last year at Wisconsin. They kind of snapped me out of it a little bit. Got me back to my roots a little bit and just told me like, nah, like you that, bro. Like don't let anybody try to tell you different. Like you meant to be there. So I appreciate them for that.
Did the change of scenery help?
Yeah, sometimes that's what it is too. Sometimes you just need to change the scenery, fresh start, and just people that is gonna push you.
You said you visualize a lot when you're in the alone time. Do you visualize like 7 more catches, a couple hundred more yards, and put you kind of up there on all these Husky names in the record books?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think about it too directly, like, oh, I need this, and this, but I do like to, man, like, I can see myself getting this game and making these plays because we have these plays in. So I think there's a lot of plays to be made, and I want to make them all. So that's my mindset.
You said you get the size gets you like I'm looking at you like you seem plenty big enough. But do you feel like you play bigger than your size? Do you feel like you play 6'5"?
Yeah, I think that's what makes me hard to stop. Is if you look at me and you watch me warm up, you probably think, oh, he's probably gonna be in the slot all game. But nah, I'm gonna be outside and I'm gonna be physical and I'm gonna win one-on-ones. I'm gonna win contested catches. So I think just having that in my game, I think it opens up not only our offense, but it just opens up a lot more, not only for me, but other guys in the room and other guys in the offense.
you talked about it a little bit in the past, but some people thought you were crazy to come back here rather than go to someplace like Michigan or other big-time schools. What was it that you saw here other than just the belief in you that, or was that the biggest thing if you wanted to be where someone knew what you could do?
Yeah, I mean, it's always great when you have somebody that believes in you. They're gonna believe in you. Obviously, having Joe coming back was also a big thing for me. Knowing who the quarterback is, knowing that he knows the offense, he knows where I like the ball, he knows what type of routes I like to run and to get open and things like that. So just having him there, and obviously, like you said, the coaches believing in me and just setting up a plan so that I can go out there and be successful like I have been this season.
Successful this weekend. You finished undefeated at home this season. What's Coach Moore's message been to you as you try to close out this season? Positive.
Just got to finish. That's the moral of the theme this week is finishing out the season strong because to get 10 wins, you got to get the 9th one first. So we got go out here on Saturday and go play fast, play hard, and just keep stacking.
Skyler, you have this wrist strap on your hand. Did you bang it up during practice, or is it just for show?
No, it's actually, if y'all really want to know, it's really just a good luck tape job. It's a superstition tape job that ever since I think whatever week it was that I started leading the country in receptions, our trainer's been taping my hand like this ever since. So
You've had that for over a month now.
yeah, so I'm not switching it up.
Do you sleep with it?
Nah, y'all crazy. But yeah, it's that's probably my only I guess superstition this season is I get my hand taped like this.
You wear it during games?
Yeah.
Is it meaningful at all for you guys that you got a single vote in the AP poll this week, or are your goals so much higher than that you want to be ranked, not just get a vote?
I didn't even know that. That's great though. I mean, obviously you want to be ranked, but I mean it's good that they finally taking notice and they're trying to get us some votes. But yeah, we obviously the goal is to be ranked and to be the best team we could be.
When you don't have a conference championship to play for, how do you look at sort of team goals? I mean, 9 wins would be the first time I think in back-to-back seasons ever for this program. Is that how you look at it, or is do you not need that? Or
I mean, just obviously we don't play for a conference championship, so just winning as many games as you can. Obviously, want to win every game on the schedule. Obviously, we didn't this year, but just being able to strive for that and strive for that perfection, I think is I think every team strives for that, but especially us being that we don't have a conference championship. I think it makes it even much more for that.
I saw you were at the men's game against Columbia with Cam. Can you talk about that experience?
Yeah, that was fun, man. I got to see my guys play. Obviously I know Malachi's on the basketball team, and then our boy we grew up with, we play AAU with Avery is the point guard for Columbia. So getting able to see them boys, obviously Avery got hurt early, but got to see them, got to see their families. It's always great to see my boys I grew up with.
Can I see you courtside Wednesday?
Yeah, Arizona, right?
Yeah, that's
yeah.
right.
I'll be there.
Do you feel like you guys have put the program in a different place? Like Joe said, 9 wins in back-to-back seasons hasn't been done here before.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I know UConn before. I got here 2024. I know it was a little bit of down years for a little bit, and I think just having this excitement, having this buzz, I think is great. Not only for the program, but for the state, for everybody involved. I think just having UConn football, be this good, I think is great for New England.
Thanks.
Real
Appreciate it,
quick,
Scott.
it's Thanksgiving. What are you thankful for on the field, off?
Thankful for all the guys in the locker room. Thankful for the fans, Mom, Dad, Damon, O'Shea, Deanna. Love y'all. Go Huskies.